Imagine walking into a class already knowing exactly what parts of the lesson you struggle with and being able to use class time to work directly on those struggles with help from your teacher. This is the flipped classroom. Today I'm going to compare the traditional learning structure with the flipped classroom structure and show you why flipping instruction leads to stronger learning, greater engagement, and better long-term outcomes. In a traditional classroom, information flows in only one direction. Students sit, listen to a lecture, and then complete homework at home. It's the monotonous structure we have all become accustomed to. According to the National Education Association, over 65% of students report difficulty completing homework because they lack support at home. This is the first major weakness of the traditional approach. The hardest part of learning happens outside of the classroom. Now let's compare this with the flipped classroom. Class time is then used to work through problems, discuss concepts, and receive individualized support on things that you know you need help on. A study from Bishop and Verlager found that flipped classrooms significantly increase active learning and student engagement. Instead of passively receiving information, students participate, ask questions, and interact directly with their peers and with their teachers. One of the most powerful contrasts between these two models is how they handle student pacing. Traditional instruction moves at one speed, the teacher's speed. If you don't understand something during the lecture, the lesson keeps going, leaving you to have to learn the content outside of the classroom anyway. But according to Lag and Saijo, the flip method allows students to rewind, pause, and review content as many times as they need. This transforms learning from something fixed and rigid into something flexible and personalized, which you do need when it comes to learning. Let's also compare classroom performance. Traditional classrooms often struggle to engage students who have different learning needs. Meanwhile, a study from the American Educational Research Journal found flipped classrooms improve test scores, especially for students who traditionally struggle. When students have more time to practice skills during class with guidance from their peers and professors, they simply learn more effectively. And test scores are the perfect statistic to measure this. Next, let's contrast the level of student-teacher interaction. In a traditional room, most class time is spent delivering content and listening to lectures and taking notes. That leaves little time for deeper conversations and one-on-one support. In a flipped classroom, the lecturer moves the homework, freeing the entire period for collaboration. According to Hamden and McKnight, flipped classrooms nearly double the amount of direct instructional time teachers can give the individual students. Finally, let's compare student motivation, which is key for college students that have just entered university. In a traditional lecture, students often feel disconnected. They're expected to absorb information without participating in it and regurgitate it for the test. But research from EDUCAUSE shows that flipped classrooms increase motivation because students enter class prepared and confident instead of dreading another lecture. They come ready to do something and solve problems that they already know they need to solve. So when we compare these two systems, one thing becomes clear. The flipped classroom is not just an instructional model. It is an upgrade. It aligns with how students actually learn, gives teachers more meaningful time with students, and improves academic outcomes. Before I conclude, I want to address one common misconception. Some believe flipping a classroom means teachers stop teaching. This is simply not true and backwards. In fact, the flipping model increases good teaching because there are more opportunities for one-on-one education, and they can more adequately ensure better understanding. Teachers shift from talking to students to working with them. They become facilitators, coaches, and guides, roles that research shows are more effective for long-term learning than lecturing alone. In comparing traditional and flipped classrooms, we see that in comparing the traditional and flipped classroom, we see that one keeps students waiting for help they desperately need, while the other moves help into the classroom where it belongs. One limits teacher-student interaction, and the other increases it. One treats learning as one speed fits all, and the other adapts to every student. For all these reasons, the flexibility, the higher engagement, the improved test scores, and stronger teacher-student relationships, we should support the use of flipped classrooms in schools. If our goal is to create independent, confident learners who not only understand material, but can apply it, then flipping learning is the path forward. All right.